Hello, Samurai Jack fans, and welcome back to the AFTERBUZZ TV Samurai Jack After Show. Stuff happened on this penultimate episode of Samurai Jack, and we are going to talk about it after the opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I feel like stuff happened is just the best way to describe this.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good summary of the feelings in my heart. And, yeah, it's really hot. I just want to jam to this. I'm sorry. This is great.
We found Scaramouche's theme because we ain't seeing him again.
Aw, Scaramouche, we hardly knew you.
We may see him again in memories.
You just want an in memoriam section that I will remember you.
Or maybe in the next episode, just Jack remembers all of the things that he had to do to get here, and there's just a clip of Scaramouche going, "Oh, don't kill me, baby," or something.
Yep,
scatting a little.
Although it would also be funny if, now that his head has exploded, if his body was just running around. And then he gets a new head, and he's like, now that I have a new head, my old body was destroyed, and then I got a new body, and then my head was destroyed, now I have a new head. Am I still the same robot?
Is it the same as?
Is it the same?
All right, well, welcome back to the AfterBuzz TV Samurai Jack After Show. We are looking at Season 5, Episode 9, otherwise known as the penultimate episode of the series. With me is the wonderful Megan Salinas.
Hey guys, you can tweet at me at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin.
Andrew Mena.
I'm Andrew Mena. You can tweet at me at Andrew Mena. Instagram at the Andrew Mena.
Joelle Monique could not join us tonight. You can find her at Joelle Monique. And I am Katie Culen. You can find me all over the social medias at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. We have the Twitter hashtag ABTVJack. We have the live chat going on YouTube. So if you've got something to say, questions, comments, puns, all of that fun stuff, we accept all comers.
Keep the puns out of there. No.
Give us all of the puns.
No.
Throw them in the hashtag, throw them in the live chat. You may well get a shout out. I think my favorite thing so far is X with a shotgun saying, "You wanted a father-daughter relationship? You got a father-daughter relationship." Like, that is cruel.
Yep.
But I love it. Like, wow, well played.
We're there. You did it.
So yeah, let's just talk about that. I'm watching this and watching Aku go, wait, I smell more of me. Oh, it's you. And then flashing back to, there was that one time I legitimately had this moment of, please don't show Aku having sex with a woman. I didn't need that. I didn't want it. Oh God.
They say penis. I thought it was gonna be.
I legitimately thought we were gonna get a sex scene, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm not."
Yeah, I really thought for a moment that theory that we threw around of maybe he just had fun one night and then never called her again, like was actually gonna be canon.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm very glad that. Yeah,
we watched him ejaculate out his finger.
Yeah.
It's super weird. And then
and
they all
then it's
drank
just
it.
like, I'm going to drink this Aku juice and it will give me babies. Like,
sweet,
is
sweet
that how
Aku
magic
juice.
works?
Yes.
Is that how magic works?
100%.
You know, we're joking about it, but honestly, it's not as bad as like how dark they could have gone.
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
They could have gone way darker. Like one of the things, we never brought it up on this after show, but one of the things that we kind of thought might have been what happened is that they just had, found a random guy, had sex with him, and then used him as like a blood sacrifice in this dark magic thing.
I legitimately thought that was the case. I, honest to God, thought, well, someone's the father, and he is just absolutely
He's probably super dead.
But no, hey, remember that one time I fingered into a cup, and I guess it gave me kids?
Yep. When you finger into a cup, that is parenthood.
Be careful when you finger into cups.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. So, like, how much alimony does he owe the daughters?
So much.
How much child support?
In general, that he existed and came to visit once. You made me a nice statue. Have some child juice.
Man.
Like, what? What?
I honestly, like, what did he think they were gonna do with it? He just, like, gave them some of his essence as, like, a thank you for making a cool statue of him.
Y'all have fun.
I mean, he wasn't even that impressed with the statue.
He was like, it's okay.
It's all right.
And this is the time where, like, again, we don't know at what point in Jack's years ago since
Something like that.
Give or take, yeah.
yeah. But like,
Let's go with at least 20 years.
Yeah.
Let's go with at least 20 years. So probably after Jack has lost his sword. And Aku's just bored out of his mind at this point. So he's just showing up to random places going, oh, hey, cool, you guys made a statue of me. That's pretty neat.
I do like his ridiculous jokes about, like, kids, you raise them as best you can, and then they run off with your mortal enemy.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Like,
Just talking to the dead robots.
For as disturbing as some of this episode was, like, all of the Aku was just on point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, it's one of those things where his name means evil, for goodness sake, and this season has been so dark, but it's just such a contrast because, again, he's such a goof. Like, when we first get introduced to the Daughters of Aku, it is this really dark and scary cult, and it is just kind of both, it's bizarre, but also hilarious to see goofy Aku going like, oh, hey guys, what's going on? Hey, everybody.
I just see myself out.
Yeah.
Bye. Like,
And
no.
And then making jokes when he shows back up with, at Samurai Jack's expense. It's just like,
man.
you
That Jack
haven't
impression?
changed.
Oh, his Jack impression though, you guys.
Why, after all these years? Why now?
It was so good. It was like on point.
It was really on point. He has
Yeah.
a lot of time on his hands to practice.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted just a clip of him in the mirror, like doing like Scaramouche and doing Jack and just all the other voices. Like Haku is like a really good impressionist.
And the writing and the acting have been really, really on point for him this season.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah.
It's been
awesome.
It's been a lot of horrifying fun. Although every time he goes sweetheart or honey, it's just like, nope.
Super
That is-
gross, right?
That is something that I definitely want to point out. For as big as a goof as he is, every time he said sweetheart or honey, it was just like, I don't feel right
He
now.
says it the way Jack Nicholson says it to waitresses when he's being Jack Nicholson, and it's gross, and I hate it.
It's just like, and I just went from laughing at a dad joke to, and my skin is crawling.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Cut that out, sir.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is some whiplash.
For sure.
So yeah, just the Aku has been on point this episode. Scaramouche. I really wanted to see where and when he managed to co-opt a purple octopus.
The octopus! And the music that played when the octopus
Co-optopus.
jumped. Co-optopus.
Yes.
When he
I
co-opted
hate
the puss. No.
So
no, you
much.
don't. No, you don't.
That's true.
Continue. You were saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just saying I love the music, the octopus music that Scaramouche brought in. It was wonderful. And I also just love that Aku wanted to dance with Scaramouche when they both were like, he's lost the sword. What
Thank you,
joy!
Mark's, speaking of people being
he's
on
got the
point,
jams, you
Mark
guys.
is on point with the jams
The
tonight.
Scaramouche jams.
Gotta get up to my boy Scaramouche.
So, R.I.P. Scaramouche.
Live in
R.I.P.
peace, Scaramouche.
Yeah, pour a little
It's
out
like,
for my homie.
here's your body bag,
homie.
here's your coat bag, let's dance because I'm super happy.
Come on,
All right, let's go.
If Demongo gets to live, why can't Scaramouche get to live?
Because he showed up with erroneous information.
So
Because he made Aku look bad.
Demongo
Yep.
got crushed in Aku's hands, and he still gets to run around and be a demon. That's not fair.
As Han says, he should have ordered fries and burgers. That little fast food speaker with the recording was pretty great.
I honestly thought it was going to be just like a fast food Aku joint, and he's just like, this is my new restaurant. Please try the Aku fries or whatever. And then he's just be like, I have moved to
Well, I really
something.
liked too that again his sense of malaise. That when somebody actually does sneak into his evil hideout, his initial reaction isn't like "I'll smite you." It's just "Go away.
Yeah.
I want to be alone."
very
Scaramouche
whiny.
has a very distinctive voice, and so I would imagine if you're not in the mood for that personality, it's just like, oh, I do not have 2 spoons to rub together for anything, and now there's this guy.
That's true.
Scaramouche is the quintessential this guy.
And
He
there's
He
this
absolutely
guy.
He hung up on me twice.
This. He's got an octopus body now. He's probably going to want to talk about that. the worst.
Something's
I love it.
different about you. I can't put my finger on it.
Like, I don't care enough
Maybe it's
to
the
figure
tentacles.
out what's different.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it's the tentacles, but I'm also, you know what they say about assumptions.
I mean, it's your life choices, so.
But
I love that they just showed up and they were just being blowhards about it. Then you don't have the sword. Shking!
Yeah, it was that slow look.
for those of you listening to the podcast, Katie just turned her head and gave a look to the corner of the room.
Yeah. It's gift
I do
worthy,
have a very
that look.
good side eye,
But yeah,
but I don't have laser side eye.
Not yet.
Sadly. Not yet. It'll come.
I'm glad that that ongoing story this season finally had this kind of payoff. I wasn't expecting it to because I was expecting Aku to show up and then actually be terrified that the sword was actually a factor that was still in play. But it's just kind of okay, I mean, he assumed that the sword was there all this time anyway, so it's just instead of being terrified, he's just oh, I guess it's the status quo. Okay, cool. I'll blow this guy's head up and then I'll be see you later, Samurai Jack, just like the good old days.
I'll see myself out.
Can I ask you guys a question? And maybe I'm just not remembering this from the old show, but so we get a little bit of past, and maybe I'm totally current, but totally fill me in if I'm not. But so we get a little bit of the past, and Jack's dad vanquished Aku at some point.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But not well enough to kill Aku. Clearly, Aku got out of the vanquishment that his dad did.
He
Do
was
we know in
sealed.
what okay, so his
Using
dad
the sword.
sealed him. Okay. All right. So I'm just so curious about what is the end game? Does he just have to kill him? And if so, can he?
I feel
does
like
the sword just seal?
I feel like because when Jack was initially thrust into the future, Aku was basically at death's door. It was a last ditch effort, and they've said time and again that the sword is the only thing that can destroy Aku, not the only thing that can seal him away or anything.
Right.
The one thing that could banish him or vanquish him or whatever. They've straight up said destroy.
Yeah, you're totally right, but I think that you're pointing out the reaction that Aku had to the sword, and it was really lackluster. He's just oh, there it is. Well, that sucks.
Again, it was played up for laughs at Scaramouche's expense because the one thing that was able to bring Aku out of hiding was the idea that this sword was gone.
Yeah, you're right.
And then when he finds out, it's not one of terror or even thunderclapping anger. It's just really guy.
Back to my hole. Yeah.
You got
I
me
gotcha.
out of bed for this.
Yeah, that's literally what it was.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah,
Clears
and
everything up.
Everyone gets mad when someone gets them out of bed for something that's not worth it. Just
Yeah.
some of us have laser eyes and some of us don't.
Well, and I also think that Aku technically has, again, his whole strategy after he destroyed all the time portals, which we should talk about the time portal that was here. But his strategy after he destroyed all the time portals was I'll just wait him out. And now that he's kind of thinking that he can't wait Jack out, he's probably kind of gotten accustomed to the idea of just the samurai just being around. He was actually, occasionally, Aku can kind of be a cool bro. He was even I'll leave you to your lady friend.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Wait,
I'm just
I
gonna-
can possess your lady friend and puppet her. Let's get creepy.
Can I just point out that it's really upsetting that the last time Jack was interested in somebody, it was Aku.
Yes.
And now that he's interested in someone else, it is
It's
somebody
Aku.
with
It is still a
Aku's
piece of
essence.
Aku. Yes.
Where Aku can just be oh hey, dance puppets dance.
We can definitely say
I love the demon form.
Yes.
I love the
Absolutely.
full-on
But we can
demon form
definitely
with a
say
good
that
design.
we can definitely say that Jack has a type. His type is Aku.
His,
I did
his
love
type
just
is
the
Aku,
awkward-
100%.
Tall, dark, and evil.
That's the way. That's the best way. Honestly, I have the same type.
Tall, dark, and evil.
Oh yeah. The best type of
A
lady.
little too lawful good for that. Yeah, Ant in the chat is saying, "Where's the guardian? I hope he's not dead." Oh, friend.
Friend.
Broken glasses tend to imply things.
I mean, I'm sure that sticks out in Jack's memory a lot, and seeing those glasses cracked on the ground, though it's not definitive, it's entirely possible that the Guardian just, under an attack from Aku, just moved the portal, but that's not what the implication is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because Aku has straight up told him, that's it, there's none left. And I mean, Aku is also a liar, but
Right.
the implication here is that this is it. This is Endgame. There are no time portals. There's no going back. This is all we got.
Is the one time portal that even we at the very beginning of this season, and I'm sure literally every other Samurai Jack fan who's been watching this season is like, well, what about the Guardian? It's been 50 years. Jack is older now. You know, there was that vision with the portal. If that portal is still intact and Aku doesn't know about it, that's Jack's way home. And that one shot of those glasses, again, no dialogue, no exposition, nothing.
Yeah.
Just the shot of those glasses basically dash all of those hopes.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
And that's all you need.
Yep, it's the bleak. Yeah, and the ending, like, we can talk about the bleakness, too, of the whole episode. It's very bleak.
Well,
like,
and Jack running off on his own, like, no, I'm really, really tired of innocents and people who get tangled up with me getting wrecked.
Yeah.
Like, can we just not?
I don't want you to be just a memory, too.
Yeah, but she's a badass on his level.
Yeah, and that's what he comes to realize, too. And I like that it wasn't like he didn't lie. He didn't try to give some BS answer to try to protect her. No, he left, yeah, but then when she caught up with him, which he was going at a pretty leisurely pace, I'm pretty
And
sure he
leaving
knew
footprints
she
in
would,
the sand.
she
he's
would
doing his
follow
lone
him.
wanderer thing, yeah.
But yeah, like, he didn't try to lie or anything like that. He was straight with her. And I wanted to ask you guys, actually, since we had a lot of mixed feelings on the romance in the last episode, I wanted to say that I actually really liked the way the romance played out in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, it felt a lot smoother to me, personally.
Just saying, it made everything better.
I feel better about it now that it's not just like, oh, you need clothes. Oh, men and women have different parts. Let's mash faces together. Like, I feel better about it now that there's actual, like, development. And I think the thing that really cemented it for me was Jack seeing his older self and going, what are you going to do? I don't know. This has never happened before.
That
well,
was
you need
beautiful.
to figure it out. Like, that
was.
Yes.
That was great. Especially because, like, again, for so many years when Jack has looked at his own reflection, I'm sure he's seen, like, evil Jack or frustrated Jack or that weird...
Shark-toothed
And a
Jack.
green samurai following him around.
Weird, distorted version of himself, and now that he's kind of moved past that, he looks in his reflection and he sees, you know, the world-weary side of himself as opposed to just the anger.
Yeah, because he got rid of the anger. He murdered it. It was great.
Yeah, it was pretty rad.
Not the first time he's killed evil Jack.
He made some tea and then he
Probably not the
wrecked a
last.
guy.
Yeah.
Get you a man who can do both, I guess.
Well, I do want to point out also that I love Ashi's little prison outfit, the little Kara sweater dress. I love it.
Yeah.
I thought it was adorable.
Yeah, I liked it too. Like the alien boots and dress. Like,
She wears it well.
Yeah.
Hassan says, Ashi has great fashion sense for somebody who is
does.
naked most of her life.
Maybe that's how you get good fashion sense, is you just have to be naked most of your life.
You just have to, like, it gives you an appreciation for the finer things.
Yeah.
And we're back to being completely covered in black and brainwashed.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
A little part of me, when she got covered in the black, I was like, oh, was that what it? No, it was tar or something.
I mean, we
Maybe it
have
was
this
evil?
very heavy implication that it was soot or tar or
Yeah.
something horribly painful.
But I like to imagine she washed off that evil. That's
No,
kind of rad too.
For
and
me,
now
when,
it's puppeting
And now
as
it's back.
opposed to...
when she was, you know, like completely covered in the darkness and those eyes opened, I was just like, is anybody else getting like flashbacks from Over the Garden Wall?
Ooh.
She looks like the
Beast.
unknown,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and someone in the chat brought up Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
oh, yep.
I
well,
see it.
and I think the worst bit is that she is 100% aware of what's going on,
yeah,
and
it's
is
just a watch.
screaming. Ugh.
She's asking him to kill me.
Haywood says now she's Venom.
Yeah, basically.
The symbiote known as a coup.
I was gonna say at least Eddie Brock is like on board with everything. He's like, yeah, let's kill Spider-Man. No, she's not on board with
No,
it.
she's super not.
Just like, no,
So upsetting.
not a fan.
So
why-
we have the world's craziest cliffhanger. Like, if this had been the season finale, I think everyone would have lost their minds.
Yeah. I still lost my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so.
My mind's already lost.
Well,
But
and
we
it's-
have this cliffhanger where Aku has essentially won.
He
He has
has
the
the
sword
sword.
because Jack cannot bring himself to kill Ashi.
well, and here's the other thing too: is for a minute, I kind of thought, since this is such a dark season, that, like, he was gonna, like, go full, like, Samurai X and, you know, slice through the woman he loved. Spoilers for that series.
Whoa.
Sorry.
That's the entire point of Samurai X, though. Let's be real.
So I thought he was gonna go full Samurai X there. But we also had this story beat earlier in the season about him using the sword to kill an innocent. And when he actually meets Ashi as a person, he refers to her as an innocent. And he lost his privileges to the sword when he used it to slaughter those lambs on accident, / in his anger, however you want to put it.
Right.
He lost his right to use the sword. So even if he had, like, the sword would have probably, you know, it would have gone away again. They would have been like, well, sorry, you're no longer worthy of it.
But
so
congratulations, you still haven't learned.
actually him not using the sword against Ashi, even though she's being controlled by evil right now, that was honestly the best bet. That was his best option. He probably should have continued trying to fight her, but, like, he couldn't use the sword against her, because if he did and he won, the sword would have gone away again.
There's no victory for him.
This is a rock and a hard place sort of situation.
Absolutely.
Outside of the interpersonal drama going on, like, that's the reality of the situation too.
So before we swing into iTunes and predictions, do we have any final thoughts on the episode? Aside from inchoate screaming.
Just that I like the development between Ashi and Jack.
Ash and Misty and Brock. Togepi.
Ash and Ruby and Ash versus Evil. No. I like the development between Ashi and Jack. It's nice seeing Aku being his old self again and actually getting back into the forefront of the action. And as brief as it was, seeing Scaramouche again with his full body and his coat and his hat, it was very gratifying.
I'm sure there are gifs of that dance scene somewhere that you
I
can
hope
find.
so. I sure hope so.
If there's not a gif of Scaramouche and Aku dancing together, I will be sorely disappointed if that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
All right, so before...
Wait, you didn't get to say
I
anything.
just thought it was, you pretty much covered it. It was delightful. I mean, I love Scaramouche's return. Like, I agree. Gifts better be happening.
Throw them in the hashtag, y'all. We need it.
The fashion sense of Ashi never ceases to amaze. Like, I loved her thing, and then the little sequence, like the little romance at the beginning with the it's a gi, and also hold on to it. And the really sweet, long, quiet moments I thought in the beginning were really, really cool.
Well, and the campfire scene,
Yeah.
that was really, really sweet. And
It
again,
was.
without being egregious or annoying, it's showing the kind of awkward romance blossoming between these two.
Yeah, and the kind of people that
Just
they are,
love
the kind of people that care for other people, which is important.
I love the misunderstanding for was there a girl? Yeah, all sorts of girls.
Oh, you mean a girl? No,
I was 8.
Although, speaking of, one of my favorite Samurai Jack moments, period, is when he's reminiscing about his first kiss. And it's just like, oh, anytime he's reminiscing about home before things went on fire.
Went to hell.
Yeah. It's always really sweet.
It was really beautiful to see his home in the way that he told it this time. Like, it's rad.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it was a beautiful episode. I thought.
Great. Good times had by all, except for Ashi.
And now we're all in pain. and life is
Yeah, exactly.
wonderful.
It was beautiful,
Yeah.
and now it hurt.
All right, so before we swing into real quick predictions, we are going to talk about iTunes real quick. Thank you to everyone who has rated, commented, subscribed. You guys are wonderful, and we adore you. If you like this after show, I would say if you want us to keep doing this after show, but guys, show's over.
There's only one
There's
episode
one more,
left.
and we coming back for it. But if you like this after show, and if you want to help other people find this after show, the best thing you can do is go on to iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, rate it 5 stars, leave a review. The more high ratings we have, the higher we show up in search terms. So when people search for Samurai Jack, they can see us. Also, when you leave a review, you get a shout out on the show. We have a new one from Critta Jones.
Yeah.
Great podcast. Always enjoy watching the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, babe. We love you. I have a terrible Scaramouche.
I like that though.
So bad.
that's good.
So bad. But yeah, thank you so much. When you leave an iTunes review, it does take a couple of days for that to show up. So if you want to show up for the series finale, leave it by Wednesday, because I don't trust iTunes.
Well,
when it
and
comes to
even-
showing reviews in a timely manner.
Even though our show is coming to an end, commenting in iTunes and making this show very searchable, it does wonders for the other animated after shows we do here on the network. It tells our producers we like hearing about the other animated shows as well.
And I mean, there's at least 3 that between the 3 of us are on right now that
Exactly.
are continuing to run. So, yes, do the thing. It will be lovely. Thank you. If you leave a review in Google Play, in the podcast feature of Google Play, or in an iTunes store that is not the American iTunes store, please screen cap that and put it in the hashtag. We do like seeing those. You will still get a shout out. Yay. Thank you. Let's do predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
The world's quickest light show.
Yeah.
Given what we got this episode, I'm pretty sure she's not going to make it out the other side of the season.
I actually thought it was very interesting. Did either of you see the promo for next week?
I did not.
Literally,
There isn't a promo.
there is a promo for next week, but it shows nothing. The promo for the final episode is basically just a recap of things we've already seen in the season.
Amazing.
They have given absolutely nothing away,
love
so
that.
it's so cool.
I'm fully expecting the cliffhanger to be resolved by suddenly the Scotsman from freaking nowhere.
Yeah,
Like-
all of the people who Jack has helped throughout the years, they go, Aku is defeated, Ashi may or may not survive, Jack can't go home to the past, but he's okay because the future he's made is beautiful, or he does have an opportunity because actually, surprise, there is a time portal left, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still expecting us to conform to the once and future king screenshot that we got from the portal at one point. So
I
we'll
don't know.
see.
Guardian
It's gonna
looks
be
to be
nuts.
dead. I don't
See.
know about that. Anyway.
Yeah, we definitely. I mean, I need Ashi to rise up. I need that lady to take over. This whole world is gonna be all hers, and it's gonna be great.
That would be so
I'm
awesome.
so excited about that. Whether or not Jack returns to the past is still kind of up in the air. I hope he does, but we'll find out.
I mean, I think she's going to die because leaving any vestige of Aku still in the world,
interesting.
even if it's by her own hand.
You don't think he can purge the Aku? I think that would be his MO. I think.
Can
more.
you purge your dad's DNA from your system?
Great question.
No.
I mean, but if your
My
dad is
dad's
evil
not an
incarnate,
evil demon,
Yeah.
so
That's true.
who knows?
we don't know the physics. I'm just saying, if there's a way to get him out of her, he would.
It's magic. I don't have to explain it.
Magic.
Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, until next week, until the end. Megan, where can the people find you?
Hey guys, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at themenguin. That's TheMenguin.
I'm Andrew Mena. Find me on Instagram at the Andrew Mena, Twitter at Andrew Mena, and just Google me if you want to.
You can find Joelle Monique at Joelle Monique, and I am Katie Culen. You can find me all over the social medias and on YouTube at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you're interested in more of those animated shows, Attack on Titan is on Mondays, and I almost said Sword Art Online. That is not right. Transformers, Robots in Disguise, which is nothing like SAO, is Tuesday night.
They're basically the same show.
And Steven Universe and Red vs. Blue are both back on June 1st because life is crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time for the series finale.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, babe.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.